Hi everybody, we are on our journey looking at the 5G network that we're building for robustness so that we can face 2021. And we've covered three areas so far, three G's. So we've talked about gaining strength. We talked about getting rid of obstacles. Yesterday, we talked about getting along with others. And I hope you have been practicing these three things. I hope that you're putting them into place so that you can continue to extend and increase in what God has for you. So today we're going to talk about the fourth one, and that's give grace. Oh man, it's a nice follow on from yesterday. Extending grace. What's grace? Grace is defined as unmerited favor. In other words, somebody is not deserving of that forgiveness, they're not deserving of that favor, they're not deserving of that love, but in spite of that, you extend it. Wow. Now, that's not an easy thing, especially if somebody does us something wrong and they do it again. What do they think we are? Chopped liver? So those kinds of feelings you have to fight when you consider the whole concept of giving grace. But grace is so important. God extends his grace to us because the Bible tells us that while we were yet sinners, Christ died. The Bible tells us that even when we fail, God is there for us. And so that same grace he expects to come out of our lives as we interact with people on a regular basis. Grace is really important because when there is no grace, the root of bitterness begins to grow up. I came across a quotation that I thought was so powerful. I just want to share that with you when the person talked about bitterness. Here's what the man said. He said, bitterness isn't one of those big flashy sins that you can see growing above the surface of your heart. It may not show off like anger or produce big old hunks of rotten fruit like disobedience. Bitterness is a sleeper sin. Wow. It's a sin that kind of grows beneath the surface, deep down into the soil of our hearts. But that bitter root will someday sprout up and it will affect those around us. How many people do we know who have held people in their hearts for years and then all of a sudden there is an explosion? You see the anger monster come out, ravishing and raging and ripping up everybody in the process. That's because the root of bitterness was deep down inside and it became really difficult to contain it after a while. God says, I need you to extend a little grace. You see, we are carriers of grace. We take grace with us as we interact with people. We need to have that grace available because it is with the hand of grace that we grab that dirty root of bitterness and we yank it out. You see, bitterness isn't something that you can clip off and prune. You don't prune bitterness. You need to get rid of it. So the grace, the hand of God, grace, just the word alone, the gentleness, the kindness, the favor, the care, the love, you hold on to that old root and you pull it up and you allow the grace of God to fill your soul and to fill your life. Let's extend some grace to some people around us. The people who have hurt us, the people who have said bad things about us, the people who don't even know they need the grace. Let's extend that because you and I are carriers of grace. God bless you and have a great day as you pursue your 5G spiritual network building.